Hey guys, just wanted to ask you out there, have you ever struggled with being patient? Have you ever struggled with not reaching for that instant gratification and instead doing the thing that you know that you should be doing instead, that would actually bring you real satisfaction? I know for a fact that I've definitely struggled with these things in the past, and I know for a fact that I definitely struggle with these things right now. I am not perfect. I have, however, improved dramatically over time. But I also want to let anybody out there know that when you are trying to do anything, especially stuff that has to do with self transformation, self awareness, everything that you try and achieve in this lifetime that's worth anything is most likely going to take some time. Right? We live in an age of technology, unfortunately, and fortunately, because it makes our lives a lot easier in a lot of respects. So I don't like to knock technology, but we live in an age where instant gratification has become the base level. And I'm not even saying that there's anything wrong with instant gratification, guys, because it's great to be able to treat yourself to something every once in a while. It's nice to watch clips on YouTube or on TikTok, and just veg out for a little bit. So don't knock instant gratification. I'm not reprimanding in any way, shape, or form. But when it starts becoming your baseline and you're not able to focus, you're not able to be patient, you're not able to wait for the things that would actually bring you full on, actual, deep seated satisfaction and transformation, that starts to become a little bit of a problem. And I'm saying this as someone that was completely ADHD before, guys. I couldn't even focus for a minute, let alone a few hours. But this is really one of the biggest things that we have to tackle today, I think, is that issue of being patient, that issue of not reaching for the instant gratification, but actually taking time to achieve whatever you want to achieve. Most people just kind of casually drift through life, and we see this with the increasing screen times. It's like most of you out there don't want to actually be attached to your screen for that amount of time, at least. There's often you're just killing time, or you're on the screen, you're trying to distract yourself from uncomfortable feelings or distract yourself from the thing that you should be doing. You're actually taking time away from yourself because you're stuck in that instant gratification loop. Okay, and it's something we're not able to escape. There's phones are not going away, the TV is not going away, the technology is not going away. The technology is here to stay. A lot of people out there will say, get rid of technology, don't go on social media, put it away. I'm not here to do that. I'm here to talk about balance, guys. Okay, we can use technology in much the way that I'm using technology right now. Instead of consuming all the content, okay, I'm also creating some content and putting content out there. I'm trying to be creative as well as consume. In fact, I'm trying to be more creative. I'm trying to have more output put out there than consuming it. Okay, have I achieved that balance 100% just yet? Only recently, really, guys. But with transformation, as with anything that's worth achieving, anything in life, it takes some time. So I'm going to be talking to you guys out here, and many of you guys, maybe you're not even able to listen for the full video, and that's fine, guys. Don't listen for the full video, but um, I do hope that you would stay and just listen to what I'm saying, and just realize that with anything that you're trying to do, including focus and the ability to concentrate for long periods of time on one task, that's going to take time. That's going to take time or actual practice. Focus and concentration is a muscle, and it's something that takes practice. Unfortunately, that muscle has been eroded through the short form content, that short form TikTok, short form YouTube shorts, and all this is eroding our attention span. And it's eroding our ability to be patient. our ability to like sit down and actually even watch something for a whole hour or two, like movies, for instance. Like the people these days, kids these days, are not even able to watch a full movie, because a movie is like longer than a minute. Shorts have become the base way of consuming media these days. And look, it's understandable. You get a lot more content and a lot more variety in a few minutes than you would get in the whole movie, which is just one long sustained narrative. But that speaks to a very big problem that we're having in society today. This inability to be patient, this inability to wait for a reward, this need, it's turning into a need these days, to get that instant gratification. But that instant gratification is tricking your brain into believing that you're achieving all of these things that are happening in the videos that you're watching. And that is sneaky. It's not just giving you the dopamine, guys. It's actually fooling you into believing that what you are watching is something that you're actually doing. And it's the same thing that happens when you are watching pornography, for instance. Okay. Pornography tricks your mind into thinking that you're having sex with all of these partners, when in actual fact you're not. And that's where the cognitive dissonance comes in, because on a chemical level your brain's been tricked, but on a deeper level, on like a spiritual level, that is not what's been happening, and you haven't actually achieved anything. And that's the same cognitive dissonance that you feel after doom scrolling for hours and hours and hours. You, on a chemical level, have been tricked into believing that you're currently achieving all of these things. However, on a much deeper level, you know that you haven't achieved any of them. And that can be hard. That can be difficult to process. But that is what's going on when you're doing it. It's much more insidious than just, oh, I got a little bit of dopamine and that dopamine is what's getting me addicted. No, you're addicted into believing that you're achieving. And that's scary, guys. Like I've always said this, why do they call it a feed? It's like I'm on my Instagram feed or anything. It's like, it's almost like you're being fed, like, pigs on a trough. The pigs have their feed. The livestock have their feed, and they're giving you the feed. And that sounds, when you start processing things like that, it starts sounding much more uh, evil, really, than you may have thought previous, guys. And that exercise of taking time to achieve something, like if I go and I'm hoping, and I struggled for so long, guys, because I felt like I lost so much time in my life by doing, the drugs and the alcohol and the weed and the pornography, and I didn't achieve anything really. Well, I was achieving things. I was, still making progress, but I felt like I wasn't achieving anything for years because I was just watching series and pornography and smoking weed and drinking alcohol and then vegging out and doing absolutely nothing. And I started playing guitar when I was 15, and I'm sitting here, years later, and I feel like I should be somewhere, but I never practiced guitar. So how can I be where I want to be when I didn't put the time into it and the focus and all that to be at that level? I've got to be happy with the level that I'm at now. And when I'm happy with the level I'm at now, if I'm happy with the choices that I've made now, then I can start making new choices and I can move forward. But if I'm going to feel the shame of being in a previous state, if I'm going to feel that shame, then I'm not going to make any progress, guys, because I'm going to want to be somewhere that I just haven't put the time to be in. So just accept, guys, that you may have wasted or used a lot of time on something that hasn't benefited you, like being on TikTok or being on um, on YouTube, or doing things that aren't benefiting you, watching pornography, drinking alcohol excessively, binge eating, not exercising, accepting that you are where you are, and then accepting that the way forward is going to take time, and then you need to now pick the things that you actually want to do. And also, you don't even need to know exactly what you want to do. Just start doing something, guys. You never know what you're passionate about until you start trying things out. Some people have never tried anything. Some people don't have any hobbies. If you tell me your hobby is watching Netflix, guys, that is not a hobby. That is not a hobby. It's could be something you do, with your significant other once in a while, but you can't call that a proper hobby, guys. Okay. A hobby is something like drawing. A hobby is doing freaking math for fun, bro. I've started doing that recently. Hobby is playing the guitar. Hobby is singing. Anything that requires your input, creativity. Even reading is a hobby, right? Reading is an actual proper hobby. You're consuming content, okay, that someone else wrote, but at least you're using your mind and your imagination to take that, and it's an active process. It's not simply you're just consuming something and watching something. Reading's a hobby. So go out there, get yourself a hobby. Know that getting good at that hobby is going to take time. It's not going to be like the short form content, but you will feel much more fulfilled at the end of that journey. Start training your ability to be patient. Now, patience is a muscle. Focus is a muscle. Concentration is a muscle, guys. You're not going to achieve this overnight, and that's fine. But be different to the thousands of people out there just doing things automatically, distracting themselves, being impatient. Start today. You're not going to be perfect at it. I certainly wasn't. Still not perfect at it. You don't have to be perfect at it. But just give yourself credit where credit is due. If you concentrate for even 5 minutes more than you did yesterday, good on you, bro. You freaking did it. Or even if you concentrate exactly the amount of time that you did yesterday, great. Give yourself credit where credit is due. Small improvements stack up. If you want to have self-transformation, if you want to be fully in control of yourself, that's going to take time. That's going to take time. So, go out there today, guys. Do one thing that you actually want to do. Instead of picking up the phone, go draw for 10 minutes. Instead of picking up the phone, go sing for 10 minutes. Picking up the phone, go read a book for 10 minutes. And then build that muscle over time. Much love, guys. Have a wonderful day.